You're listening to the BNI Effect, the podcast for Brisbane entrepreneurs who believe in givers gain. I'm Tony Meredith, and ordinarily I'm a business coach who specialises in sales and leadership. But today I'm your host and fellow BNI member. In this episode, I chat with another Brisbane BNI member to explore their biggest wins, biggest lessons, and how you can get the most out of your BNI membership. This episode is 111, and today's guest is Adam Mantell from Mantell Accountants. Adam, hello, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Tony. Glad to be here.
Thank you for being here, mate. Let's kick it off, given we're talking about BNI. What is the best referral that you've either given or received through BNI?
Um, well, it's almost been 5 years, so probably picking a favorite referral is a bit like picking a favorite child, and we all know that's done based on who's been most behaved this week. But probably one that stands out for me was a referral I gave to Lisa Gill, who's the owner of the franchise of this area, and it was referral for a new member right back when I first started, and probably what stood out for me on that one was that it actually led to me winning a competition she was running at the time, where if you referred a new member in, you went into the draw to win a trip to the global convention in Singapore. And I was lucky enough to win that. And yeah, really opened my eyes early in my BNI journey to the world of BNI and all the possibilities. So yeah, definitely stands out for me that that was one of those sliding door moments.
Absolutely. And how was the Singapore conference?
It was brilliant. Yeah, got to meet Ivan Meisner, and yeah, lots of new connections made there. Lots of fun had with other members of my region. So yeah, it was great.
Now, you mentioned you've been in BNI for roughly 5 years. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, I'm in my fifth year now. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. And what was the first experience like in BNI?
Um, it's actually an interesting story. One that Lisa likes to bring up regularly, because I actually had a bookkeeper that I worked with very closely and had known for probably 15 years. And um, shortly after I started my business, she reached out and said, "Hey, I've joined this BNI startup chapter in Springfield, and we don't have an accountant. Would love to have one along, and think you'd be a great fit." And at the time, I just couldn't make it work. I was doing school drop off on Friday mornings and couldn't get there. And one morning, I woke up on Friday morning and had received this video message from Caroline, the bookkeeper. And it was basically her walking around the room and asking each of the members that were in the room why they wanted me there. Um, and yeah, definitely was something that I wasn't expecting, and probably changed my impression of BNI immediately, where I straight away went, far out, this isn't just a business networking thing, it's a community of business people who all want to help each other. So yeah, that was my first experience with BNI.
Well, that's a phenomenal action on behalf of Caroline to go and do the video. I love it.
Mm.
So then you went along to the meeting. So what was your first meeting like?
Um, I was actually probably pleasantly surprised that it was exactly like the video portrayed it. Sometimes things promise one thing and aren't that. But as soon as I walked into the room, it was probably quite daunting for me as a new business person to walk into a room of business people, but everyone was welcoming, and yeah, it was definitely the sense of community that the video made it feel like.
And so, how far into your BNI journey did you then realize that BNI was going to be beneficial for both your business and also you personally?
For personally, it was probably straight away as soon as I walked in, and have never been one that's enjoyed public speaking, and even to this day get a few butterflies. But from a personal perspective, it's been great for my personal growth. Business wise, again, pretty much straight away. It obviously with BNI, it does take a little while for you to build those referrals, and so that took time, like any good things. But definitely the global convention definitely added to it, and made me realize just how big the BNI world is and the opportunities that are there for us. Yeah, we're at a point now where we've got myself, my business partner, and one of our senior members of our team in BNI chapters. So yeah, haven't looked back.
Good on you. What is it that you consistently do, Adam, that brings you results in BNI?
Um, for me, it's really being purposeful with my one-to-ones. I think sometimes we come to BNI and it's, oh, I need to get my one-to-one stats up. So I'm scattergun having one-to-ones with random people. I'm very purposeful with my one-to-ones. I stick very much to that concept of your power team. And so as an accountant, my power team are my bookkeepers and financial planners and business coaches and finance brokers and lawyers. So I dedicate most of my one-to-ones to people that are in that power team, which is where I think that then means that I can give them lots of referrals and they can give me lots of referrals. But obviously, still try and do one-to-ones where I can with people outside that group. But definitely try and be purposeful with my one-to-ones.
What mistakes do you see other members make that holds them back from achieving success in BNI?
I think I touched on it earlier, probably expecting results straight away. Um, it probably pains me sometimes when I see someone come into the group and put the effort in and maybe aren't and BNI is all about givers gain. And so they give that effort and maybe don't see the gain back as quick as they would like. And a lot of times you can see that they've run just at the wrong time. And so I think that definitely holds a lot of people back is coming in and expecting it straight away. Where um, if you and my journey probably shows this that it did take a while to build, but once it's built, yeah, we've seen over $1 million of revenue from BNI and to our firm over the
Wow.
5 years. So
Wow.
yeah, takes a while, but it's well and truly worth it.
Well, and the fact that you've got then other members of your team in other chapters is an indication of how, how important BNI is to you and to your business.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's have a chat about your business. So Rudd Mantell Accountants. So give us a brief
Mhm.
overview of the business and the main services that you provide, Adam.
Yep. So we're obviously an accounting and advisory firm. We work with clients, small and medium businesses primarily, and we help them with all aspects of their business. So we do tax accounting, business planning, um, business advisory needs, estate planning, um, exit planning for their business, helping them work out whether to buy a new business or not, those sort of things. Um, and really, once someone comes to us and starts working with us, we really see ourselves as the GP for their business. So, same way you have a GP for your health, you've got a GP for your business. And so, we sit there and we're their first point of call when they're stuck or when an opportunity arises or where they just want someone to bounce an idea off. And so, obviously, we help them where we can, but then that's also where BNI comes in for us, where I always refer to BNI as my tool belt, where you've got a tradie who'll have his tool belt, and if he needs to hammer in a nail, he'll pull out his hammer. For me, all of those professionals I mentioned before are all my tool belt. So if a client comes to me and needs finance, I've got a finance broker there that I can refer to them. And so, yeah, we really sit in the middle and just help them with their business um, needs.
What makes your business different?
Um, we do tax and compliance like any accounting firm, so that's definitely a big part of our business. But it's probably mainly that concept of being a sounding board for our business owner clients and really helping them grow when they need clarity and direction and someone in their corner to sort of help them make those decisions. And at the end of the day, I think um, business owners um, generally end up with something that works, that they're working for it rather than it working for them. So for us, really, it's about we try and help them find ways to make their business work for them.
What's a common problem that your clients face and how do you solve it?
Um, a lot of our clients are um, generally not short on putting the effort in. They put the effort into their business, and they're overwhelmed generally and really unsure what actually matters in their business. So, the amount of times I see a client come to me and they've received a set of financial statements from their accountant, and there's a whole heap of numbers on the page. And the reality is that all bar three or four of those numbers actually don't have a great impact on their business. If they can really focus their time on those three or four numbers, then that's where they can drive their business forward. So we really focus on getting to know their business, getting to know their industry, helping find those three or four key numbers, key drivers that drive their business. And sometimes they've been so caught up in the numbers that it's not actually the numbers. Sometimes it's one of those KPIs could be a thing like for a fast food restaurant. They're so caught up looking at the numbers, whereas really what they need to be looking at is number of on time orders filled and things like that. So we really try and use our experience and knowledge of industry to help them solve those issues of what do they need to really focus on and make sure that they are focused on those things and not just knowing what those numbers are, but knowing what's a good number, what's a mid number, and what's a not so great number.
And I would then imagine to know what to do with that number as well. So, based on where it is,
Mm.
what do I do next?
Yep, exactly right. I always have a general rule that there's no point reporting on something if you're not going to make a decision on it. And so um, that's definitely a big rule I have in my business around if we're gonna get to know the number, we need to actually make a decision on it, as you say.
Great philosophy. Who's an ideal referral for you right now, Adam?
Um, an ideal referral for us right now would be a business owner that knows their business can do better. They're working too many hours. They're growing their business, but that's not returning into profit on the bottom line. Or the common one is they're paying too much tax. And those are all things that we can definitely help with. Another thing that we can help with is a lot of times the common question we get asked is, will you return my calls? Because it's something that our industry struggles with a little bit is actually getting back to phone calls. And so yeah, we've dealt with that, we believe, by having two of our most senior people allocated to each client. And so an ideal referral is someone who wants a phone call back from their accountant.
Amazing. Let's play a word association game now. I'm going to say a word
Yep.
and I'm looking for an immediate response from you. First word is networking.
Um, I'd say magic beans for your business,
Magic
like
bean.
Jack and the
Yeah,
Beanstalk
yeah, I like it.
type concept. Hmm.
Referrals.
Give more than you receive,
Hmm.
I think.
Success.
Don't assume. I think sometimes especially in my job, I assume that success is a specific thing, but success means different things to everyone. So don't assume what success looks like to the person standing in front of you.
Coffee.
Australia. I, I've done a lot of traveling lately, been to Europe, the US. No one does coffee like we do. I always find myself wanting to come home and drink coffee. So yeah, we're the best at that.
Giver's gain.
Um, that's a philosophy for life, not
Sport.
just BNI.
Yep. Sport.
Family. I
Eh,
play a lot of hockey. If it wasn't for sport and hockey in particular, I may not see a lot of the family. So for me, I always associate sport with family.
Team.
Our competitive advantage,
And lastly, BNI.
game changer.
Thanks, Adam. Now, if you could give one piece of advice to someone who wants to grow their business through networking, specifically BNI networking, what would that advice be, Adam?
Um, I'm going to go with one that I've stolen from another BNI member. Um, but it's you have two ears but only one mouth. And so make sure you're always using them in those proportions, which I think comes back to giver's gain. But I always think about it if you give your attention, then you gain an insight into the person in front of you. So I think that's big when it comes to networking.
That's it. Listen twice as much as you talk. Fantastic.
Correct.
What's one exciting thing that's happening in your business right now that you'd like the viewers or listeners to know about?
It's tax planning season for us at the moment, so we're heavily involved in making sure our clients are prepared for the new financial year, getting their ducks in a row for this financial year. I think a lot of times people expect to leave that until June, and it's too late to implement the decisions you make. So, um, definitely for me, it's reach out to your accountant, book in that tax planning meeting as soon as you can, or if you can't, then reach out to me.
How can listeners learn more about your business or get in touch with you, Adam?
Our website's rudmantell.com.au. And so there's lots of resources there. I'd also encourage everyone to connect with myself and Rudd Mantell on LinkedIn. We share a lot of content there that um, is helpful for business owners, not just tax and compliance, but business insights and different ideas to help you grow your business and make it more profitable.
Amazing. Thanks, Adam. That wraps up another episode of the BNI Effect. Many thanks to today's guest, Adam Mantell, for sharing his insights with us. Perhaps there was a tip or a trick that Adam has shared that you can implement over the next week. If you're new to BNI, then hopefully you have seen how powerful this community really can be. Subscribe to hear or view more real stories from Brisbane BNI members. And until next time, give more, trust more, grow more.